Most people believe success comes from talent, intelligence, or luck. They think some people are born winners and others are not. But what if I told you that this belief alone is the reason millions of people stay stuck, broke, insecure, and frustrated for their entire lives? What if the real difference between successful people and unsuccessful people has nothing to do with IQ, background, or talent, but everything to do with a single invisible belief they carry in their mind every single day? In this video, you're going to discover the psychological secret that quietly controls your success, relationships, confidence, and even how far you go in life. Once you see it, you will never look at failure, effort, or success the same way again. The word mindset sounds simple, but it is one of the most powerful psychological forces shaping human behavior. Dweck, a world-renowned psychologist from Stanford University, spent decades studying why some people rise after failure while others collapse, why some people improve rapidly while others remain stuck, and why two equally talented individuals can end up with completely different lives. What she discovered was shocking. The biggest predictor of success was not talent or intelligence, but the belief people held about their abilities. At the core of her research are two mindsets, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. These mindsets are not personality traits, they are belief systems, and once formed, they influence how you think, how you act, and how you respond to every challenge in your life. People with a fixed mindset believe that intelligence, talent, and ability are fixed traits. You either have them or you don't. To them, effort is a sign of weakness. Failure is a verdict on their identity. Criticism feels like an attack. Success becomes a way to prove their worth, not improve themselves. On the other hand, people with a growth mindset believe abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. They see challenges as opportunities to grow. Failure is feedback, not a label. Effort is not embarrassing, it is necessary. This single difference in belief completely changes how people live their lives. Dweck found that from childhood, these mindsets begin shaping behavior. Children praised for intelligence, "You're so smart," often develop a fixed mindset. When they face difficulty, they avoid challenges because struggling threatens their identity as smart. Meanwhile, children praised for effort, "You worked really hard," develop a growth mindset. They take on challenges because struggle means learning.
This difference might sound small, but its consequences are massive. In school, fixed mindset students avoid difficult tasks because they fear looking stupid. Growth mindset students take on challenges even when they risk failure. Over time, the growth mindset students outperform not because they are smarter, but because they keep improving. In careers, people with a fixed mindset avoid feedback, resist change, and stagnate. They stick to what they already know because learning something new exposes their limitations. Growth mindset individuals actively seek feedback, embrace learning, and continuously upgrade their skills. Over years, this creates an enormous gap in results. One of the most dangerous aspects of a fixed mindset is how it interprets failure. To someone with a fixed mindset, failure means "I am not good enough." This triggers shame, avoidance, excuses, and sometimes complete withdrawal. To someone with a growth mindset, failure means "I haven't learned this yet." This leads to reflection, adjustment, and renewed effort. Dweck emphasizes the power of the word "yet." When you say, "I can't do this," your brain hears a final judgment. When you say, "I can't do this yet," your brain understands that improvement is possible. This small linguistic shift rewires how people respond to difficulty. Mindset doesn't just affect performance, it affects relationships. People with a fixed mindset believe compatibility should be effortless. When relationships require work, they assume something is wrong. They avoid difficult conversations and interpret conflict as failure. Growth mindset individuals believe relationships grow through effort. They communicate, adapt, and improve over time. In leadership, mindset determines how organizations evolve. Fixed mindset leaders feel threatened by talent. They surround themselves with people who make them look good, not people who challenge them. Growth mindset leaders value learning, encourage innovation, and create environments where people feel safe to experiment and fail.
Carol Dweck studied companies and found that organizations led by growth mindset leaders were more innovative, had higher employee engagement, and adapted faster to change. Meanwhile, fixed mindset cultures bred fear, politics, and stagnation. One of the biggest myths Carol Dweck destroys is the idea that effort means lack of talent. In reality, effort is what builds talent. Even geniuses like Einstein and Mozart were not simply born great. They worked obsessively, failed repeatedly, and refined their skills over time. When people glorify talent and hide effort, they create unrealistic standards. Others assume success should come easily, and when it doesn't, they quit. The growth mindset reframes effort as the path to mastery, not evidence of inadequacy. Another dangerous belief of the fixed mindset is perfectionism. Perfectionists are often praised, but perfectionism is rooted in fear. Fear of mistakes, fear of judgment, fear of being exposed. Growth mindset individuals aim for progress, not perfection. They allow themselves to be beginners. Carol Dweck explains that adopting a growth mindset does not mean ignoring failure or pretending everything is positive. It means facing reality honestly while believing improvement is possible. Growth mindset people still feel disappointment, frustration, and doubt, but they don't let those emotions define their identity. One of the most important lessons from the book is that mindset is not permanent. You can have a growth mindset in one area of life and a fixed mindset in another. You might believe you can improve in business, but feel hopeless about relationships. Awareness is the first step to change. Dweck warns against the false growth mindset, when people claim to believe in growth but still avoid challenges and criticism. True growth mindset shows up in behavior, not words. It's about choosing learning over ego. To develop a growth mindset, Carol Dweck suggests paying attention to your inner dialogue. When you face difficulty, listen to the voice in your head. Is it saying, "I'm not good at this?" or "This is hard, but I can learn"? Replace judgment with curiosity. Replace excuses with questions. Another key practice is reframing failure. Instead of asking, "Why did I fail?" ask, "What did this teach me?" This simple shift turns every setback into data. Over time, your brain learns to associate failure with growth instead of fear. Mindset also affects motivation. Fixed mindset motivation is fragile. It depends on praise and validation. Growth mindset motivation comes from progress and mastery. This makes it far more sustainable. In parenting and education, Dweck emphasizes praising process, not outcome. Praising intelligence creates pressure. Praising effort builds resilience. This applies to adults as well. Celebrate improvement, not just results. One of the most powerful insights from the book is that mindset shapes identity. When people believe their worth depends on success, they become defensive and insecure. When people believe their worth comes from growth, they become confident and adaptable. This is why growth mindset individuals often appear more confident. Their confidence does not come from being perfect. It comes from knowing they can handle challenges. Carol Dweck also addresses criticism. Fixed mindset individuals interpret criticism as rejection. Growth mindset individuals interpret criticism as information. They don't blindly accept it, but they evaluate it for usefulness. Over time, the compound effect of mindset becomes massive. Small daily choices, whether to try or avoid, learn or defend, persist or quit, accumulate into radically different lives. Think about two people starting at the same point. One avoids challenges to protect their ego. The other embraces challenges to build skill. After a year, the difference is noticeable. After 5 years, it's dramatic. After 10 years, it looks like talent, but it's mindset. The most empowering message of the book is this: you are not stuck. Your abilities are not fixed. Your past does not define your potential. Growth is always possible. But growth requires discomfort. It requires effort without immediate reward. It requires being willing to look foolish before becoming skilled. Most people avoid this discomfort, and that's why most people stay average. A growth mindset doesn't guarantee success, but a fixed mindset guarantees stagnation. If you want better results in your career, relationships, health, or finances, the starting point is not strategy, it's belief. Change the belief, and behavior follows. Carol Dweck's work shows us that the most powerful upgrade you can make in life is internal, not a new skill, not a new opportunity, but a new way of interpreting struggle. When you stop asking, "Am I good enough?" and start asking, "How can I get better?" everything changes. If this video made you reflect on your own mindset, hit the like button. It helps this channel reach more people who need this message. Subscribe for deep, long-form book summaries that don't just inform you, but actually change how you think and act. And comment below, where do you notice a fixed mindset in your life? And what will you start changing today?